Hello everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Maya and we are gonna get right into it today because this topic is a topic that needs to be addressed. So we're gonna address it. We are gonna undress it with the intimacy within our hearts that knows better. Yep, I'm talking to you right now. You know better than to just go sleeping around with bodies upon bodies for what? What do you get out of that? Maybe reflect on that question. Do you view the act of sex as sacred? I don't. I actually don't even like to use the word sex anymore in today's generation. Sex should be X'd out of our societal structure. Do you know why? Because we've misused it, abused it, and tarnished the very essence of what the powerful life force energy is that allows us to experience an aspect of God within another. But guess what? A lot of people haven't found that aspect within themselves yet. Please, let's reflect upon today's video with one another in a safe bubble. A bubble that will carry us outside of the destruction that's happening by the manipulation of our own life force energy. So we're going to be in this bubble today together. And we're going to try to pop the bubble because it needs to be popped. Intimate should be a new word that is used more often than the word sex. Sex, honestly, is not something people even understand. But do people understand intimacy? No, people are scared of intimacy. Because when we form intimacy, especially to ourselves, we must see into ourselves in totality. That creates intimacy. So when we fully know ourselves and our own energy, then we can fully show up for other people in fullness, in a God-centered way, to actually experience liberation, ecstasy, and the power behind combining one another's energy to the climax to God. But people are scared of ourselves, one another, and we're looking way too much for pleasure in everything that provides us actually weakness in the long term. The corn sites you participate in, have they come in between how you view yourself, how you view women, how you even view sexual experiences? Have they tarnished it? Well, let's take accountability for it first and foremost if you want to change a pattern. Now, we need to be honest first and foremost. Sex has been used against us human beings in very sneaky ways that are going unnoticed in our social media age. We find it acceptable for women to expose themselves every single day to make men weak, and they actually find pleasure out of it. And then we have men feeling weak in today's society, not feeling like men. And if they are trying to strive to be men, we don't want them to be, because then men have power. And I get it. Men have misused their own power in the past, but we are in the present moment here and now, and we need to change. And we do not change by keeping one another stuck in past low calibrational tendencies that are needing to break us open. Sex, in its very essence, is a bondage, is an entanglement with another person's energetics. And that forms a cord. I've talked about this several times. If you guys want to go back to old videos where I talk about sex, I highly recommend it. But today's video, it's a new one. Because there's always new information coming in. Because I've opened myself by retaining my sexual energy to a channel that connects me to the potency, to the sacredness that is running through my veins when I make these videos to awaken you. That you do not have to fragment yourself to feel short-term pleasure. I would rather you guys feel short-term pain, short-term suffering, so then you can tap in to a long-term sacredness in your heart, so then you can see it and bring it forth upon every single relationship you interact with. and not settle for people who treat you like shit, for people who just see you as a meat suit to get off to. It's sick and it's twisted and it needs to end. And I say all of this today out of pure love, because I'm tired of seeing people weakened in a society that feeds off of you, not remembering the God within. It's unfair, and you guys deserve better. The more you sleep around, the more you have energetic impressions upon your soul. Your soul did not sign up to allow another person inside of you. Guess what did? Usually, a void that needs to be filled, that you have not even asked your higher self for assistance, and your higher self wouldn't assist you in breaking yourself for another person's pleasure or your own pleasure. We find pleasure in our own suffering, and that's where it stems from, you guys. And why is suffering bad? It does not have to be. I'd rather feel suffering by myself than run to another person to get into the bed and feel something for a short moment, to go back to my own bed and feel worse about myself. And that's the reality a lot of modern day people are living in, and it's so twisted. We have abused sex for a need to feel pleasure in cases where perhaps soul fulfillment is not there or created yet. That's what we should be focusing on creating instead of fracturing. For what? Seriously, for what? No one looks for long-term intimacy within themselves or with another person. And intimacy is into-me-see. It's seeing into another person in their wholeness. And also taking on board maybe their pain, maybe their suffering, for both of you to relate to that and heal it with one another. But you can't do that when you're running constantly from yourself and other people. When intimacy is just trying to be formed, and intimacy gets formed by seeing one another in another person's darkness, their triggers, their trauma, and that forms an intimacy for you to see past that and into another person's soul. We get scared when people actually get to see us for who we are, because we hide from ourselves. We hide from other people. Because God forbid they see me. In the light, I see myself. You're seeing yourself in a dark light. Turn on that light of your consciousness to the Creator who sees you as an aspect of love. And that's what you're deserving of. And I'm waking you up to that today, you guys, because I'm coming with this video with so much love for myself that I've gained, but also for you, because you deserve it. We get attached to another person in a fantasy land. We don't find sacredness within humanness anymore because of social media, because everyone's trying to play up this character. And these characters are not serving you in this video game of life. Take the masks off. Shatter your ego. I know it's scary, I had to do it. But trust me, when you can be that beacon of light, you can't experience fear in the light of your own God-centered way of life that you choose to live within. Fear can't enter into the light because your light is shining fear into your own light, into your own essence. So fear, try me. I got the tools in my toolkit. I'm generating more light when fear comes up in my body. I'm generating that. My cells get to be, oh, there's an intruder. We know what to do because she's instructed us, me. I've instructed my cells for when fear wants to enter my body. They get calibrated higher than fear so they can't even reach me. What about that? Horniness and passion, two very different things. People come from Intercourse from a place of horniness and not passion. Should we get into the differences? Let's. Horniness can be tricky and sneaky. As they say, the devil has horns. And there can be implications to those horns. It can hurt people. Not only that, it can hurt you. It's a prick that keeps you from experiencing the rose of passion. Passion is enraged with love, excitement, infatuation of a person's soul, intrigued by it, sees it for its beauty in all facets of that rose, the petals, the scents, the color. What people are doing is using sex as a thorn that doesn't get you to the rose. You keep pricking yourself on a thorn. What if you avoid the thorn and you put your conscious awareness inside of that flower of passion? That will be an experience to all of your senses and not just one. Horniness keeps a person away from actually experiencing the delicacy of a person's soul by its horns, by its thorns, focusing more on flesh than what's beyond that flesh. And that's the truth, you guys. Sex has now become a violation to one's soul that you have not met or even touched into before the very act of sex. Have you asked your soul what your higher self thinks about this interaction? Or are you so selfish? Is your ego taking control of your life? Are you coming into sex with a void that needs to be filled? With you trying to feel good by another person's presence? Because you haven't found God's presence within your own being? Because you keep avoiding it and blocking it by your choices and your awareness. You guys, I went off in today's video because I truly care and I truly see what's going on in today's society. And if we don't wake up to this, we will become more controlled by the very essence of who we are that is being manipulated by these media sites, by our own weak mind and our own ignorance to who we are. You deserve better. You deserve to have intimacy with every single individual you interact with. But you must first form that with yourself by not being scared. Stop looking for sex. Start looking for intimacy by seeing into someone, by first seeing into yourself, by forming that bond from a soul level and not in an egoic state that will leave you depleted and always wanting more. You are fulfilled. You are a creator and you are worthy of experiencing divinity within intercourse. So, I did my little preach today and I hope it resonated because I love you guys and I care about you, and please take what resonates. Again, I'm not angry, I'm passionate because I love you and I care, and we gotta wake up. So if you like today's video, give it a like, let me know in the comments down below what you think, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.